101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. And good morning. We're glad that you're with us here today on this November the 6th, the day after the election. Brian Kilmeade will talk about that on his show today. There will be a lot going on over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours in terms of Pennsylvania politics. But this is an interesting conversation we're having this morning. Brad Peterson is here. Maybe you've heard the news story this morning, announcing a very exciting business venture for Brad. And, well, anytime you involve an organization such as yours and long-time institutions such as the one with which you're affiliated, Brad, it's always a good thing to involve everybody. And so we'll say it's very exciting, not just for you, but for everybody involved in the InFirst family. Our conversation this morning, presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. So we're very, very used to hearing the commercials for InFirst Financial Services. And by the way, those are fun commercials.
Yeah, we enjoy them.
But there's a big change coming, and you, of course, with InFirst for all of these years, you're right at the heart of these changes. So explain to folks exactly what's going to happen with the company.
Well, thanks, Todd. As of December 31st, Beacon Legacy Planners, a newly formed independent financial services firm, will be taking over and acquiring the assets of InFirst Financial Advisors, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of InFirst Bank. I currently act as the managing director for InFirst Financial Advisors and have been for the last 12 years, managing our client service experience for clients. And with this opportunity, it allows us to basically focus on our core competencies, both the bank as well as myself in being the founder and CEO of Beacon Legacy Planners, to really enhance the client service experience ongoing for our mutual clients.
Mm-hmm. And the relationship continues.
That's the great part of the whole process. Yeah, we've also will be entering into a continuing relationship to, we refer to it as a referral arrangement, but what will be the case is the bank will still utilize Beacon Legacy Planners after the end of the year to provide non-deposit investment product solutions, which are basically investments in mutual funds, annuities, and such, to the clients of the bank through referrals to our institutions, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. InFirst Financial has always been a very good partner of referring back to the bank as well, and we look to continue that relationship going forward.
And will it be under what name?
Under Beacon Legacy Planners, LLC.
That'll be the name of the company that we're going to get used to hearing.
Correct. Correct.
All right. So the services you offer now, and then the services that you'll be able to offer, I'm assuming that many of them will be duplicate services. You'll be able to continue to do what you've always done, but you have the opportunity now to expand.
That's exactly right. Yeah, with this process and transition, my number one goal, as well as the goal of the board of directors of InFirst Bank, was to make this as minimally disruptive as possible to our existing client base. So as we move forward with the transition, we are retaining all the same investment product providers, vendors, our broker-dealer, which is Osaic Institutions. We're retaining that relationship to move forward with them as well. So client accounts, statements, none of which will change relative to their current investment position with the firm. Mm-hmm. And ongoing, we'll continue to provide the same services we have provided in the past, and then obviously look to expand that service level going forward with the new firm.
For many people, when you talk about finances and investments and savings and all of those things, it's a complete mystery. It's absolutely a jungle that they don't want to go into. For others, it seems very natural and understandable, and it all makes sense to them. Mm-hmm. One of the big challenges of any company that is helping folks with their investment portfolio, with the various things that they want to do with their savings to ensure their future, is explaining to folks who don't understand, while at the same time speaking to the people who do, what it is that you do and what the benefits are for them to become affiliated with you. So address that if you would.
One of the things that we've always focused on and kind of pride ourselves on with our delivery of service throughout the county and throughout the area, basically, is we take what's called a holistic approach to financial services and financial planning. That encompasses not just an investment account to establish for retirement or for other purposes, but we take a very thorough look at a person's overall wealth we call priorities, and it may be a number of different areas, such as insurance planning, investment planning. We take a look at some of their legal documents. Do they have a will, a power of attorney? And in this process, what we try to do is put together a plan that obviously is tailored specifically for that individual. And in doing so, obviously requires a lot of explanation, as you indicated. But we want to make sure that the client understands why we're doing what we're doing in this investment process and or planning process. And as I've always talked to folks, we could have the best investment program available for somebody, but if there's another aspect of their financial situation that's not being addressed, that could basically derail any benefit we're seeing from the investment that we have currently. So again, we try to take the big picture look at their overall financial situation, and again, put together a plan that's specifically tailored towards our needs.
A lot of people will say, my head would explode just if I even thought about that stuff. Just listening to the terminology, it's too much for me. That's why sometimes for a lot of folks, it takes somebody that's going to literally hold their hand through the process.
Sure. Yeah. And with that, I mean, that's when we look at this business, again, I've been in the business now for over 30 years. And that's one area that I've always prided myself on is providing a high level client service experience where, again, we're completely transparent in discussion of everything that we're doing in this process to really make them feel comfortable and more so involved in the process as well. To your point, with many clients not having an understanding or awareness, the more we can educate them on just what we're doing and what's out there and available, I think it makes them a better investment client as far as having a better understanding of why we're doing what we're doing, and they have more confidence then in their financial future.
It's a big step that you've taken here for you and for your entire family.
Sure.
Think back to when you first got into this whole industry, and young Brad.
Sure.
Young Brad is coming into this, and he's just learning what it's all about. And now here you are, over 30 years later, and you're ready to take another really, really big step. I don't know which would be the bigger step, that first one 30 years ago or this one right now. But obviously, it excites you to continue to be able to do things like this.
This is something I enjoy tremendously. It's been a part of, like I said, my day-to-day living for the last 30 years as far as trying to help others prepare for their financial future. So, the opportunity that's presented itself to me is tremendous. I thank, obviously, InFirst Financial, InFirst Bank, and the board of directors for allowing me to acquire the wealth management arm of the bank as we're doing. And, I look forward to continuing to provide a very high-level service for clients throughout the area.
Yeah. When you look at the world in which we live now, and forget that world of 30 years ago, think of the world of 3 years ago. Financially, it's a whole different universe now, isn't it?
It's very much so. Yeah, things have changed quite a bit, and obviously, the economy and what's taken place of late has affected folks. In particular, from a planning perspective, we have to address, maybe having the need for a little bit more income to cover costs, as we've seen some items go up in price. By all means, it's a whole different landscape, and that's one of the things that I enjoy about this business as well. Like I said, after now about 33 years being in the business, I still learn new things as we move forward. As things change, obviously there's a learning process involved. So even being at it over 3 decades, there's still more learning that takes place every day with the financial services industry.
Yeah. And people have different goals too. I think that's an important part of what you do, is understanding what somebody's goals might be in determining where they're going to go with their future financial decisions. If the goal is to have a stable and predictable type of result, that's different from somebody whose goal might be to put a little bit more out there and maybe go for a higher risk in exchange for a greater chance of return. And that analysis is probably a very, very big part of what you do.
That's in our process. One of the commitments that we outline up front with clients as we sit down and begin gathering information on their current situation. And it's termed as what we call a client profile. But through that, that is an extremely important part of the process, Todd, as you outlined, because again, one plan does not fit all needs that are out there. So as I mentioned earlier, our holistic approach does truly make each individual investor their plan specific to their needs, and we tailor it then to those needs. And yeah, one person's investment objective is not the same as the next. So one benefit that we also bring, to that is through, our current relationship as well as going forward, we are an independent financial services firm that does not really, work with any type of proprietary product. And that I think is important for clients to understand, which means, there are certain firms that may have the ability to sell their own type of programs or products that are made by the company that they represent. We don't have that opportunity, nor do we wish to have that. It allows, though, us from a financial planning perspective to really survey the marketplace, find what is the best performing or best asset class for a specific investor, and utilize those programs for our solutions to help client needs. And again, I think it just raises that overall experience and with the client, and really helps them get to that financial goal that much better.
Brad Peterson, our guest here on Indiana in the Morning. So existing customers of InFirst Financial, what's going to happen for them? They're going to get letters or contacts personally?
Yeah, we've actually have just completed a letter campaign to all of our clients of InFirst Financial, indicating the announcement of what's taking place. So they have been contacted. Going forward, as the notification has indicated, there's nothing to do on their part. Our existing clients, this is, as we focused it to be, is really a non-event for them. Their investments aren't going to change. The statements will not be changing. Everything with our current clients will remain the same. Again, as I place it, really just as of the beginning of next year, it'll just be a new name on the door, but their investments and so forth that they have, that will not be changing.
Brad Peterson, thanks so much for the visit.
Sure. Hey, it's my pleasure, Todd. Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS. Kilmeade next.